Cool. Do you want to state name and
Yeah.
role at Nook?
Yeah. Hi, my name's Kenzan. I'm the CTO at Nook.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Kenzan, where are we today?
We're at one of our co-founders' houses in San Diego, Sohail, who is the chief product officer. He's currently stepped away for the moment, but yeah, we're hanging out, doing our offsite here, doing a lot of ideation, brainstorming, figuring out what's the next most critical things for us to build.
Very cool. We'll start with the background context. What was it like working with Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase?
I never worked directly with him. I've had a couple lunches sitting next to him. I remember one time we were having lunch and he just popped down right next to me.
Yeah.
Just grabbed the seat next to us, which is kind of cool. It's kind of nice that the CEO of Coinbase would just come sit right next to you and meet you. I remember seeing him every single day though in the elevator because for some reason, the moment that I got in, within a few minutes, he also went for a walk and came back. I think it was right around 9 o'clock every single
Nice.
day.
Nice.
Almost every single day he would be with his 2 bodyguards. I'd be going up the elevator with them.
So he was a little bit of an early bird, already getting his walk in, and you were a little bit more of a late starter, late night grinder. Yeah, very cool. How do you remember, in terms of him running the company, what was that like with him as the leader?
Yeah, I think he definitely ran the company more of as an engineer. I think that can kind of show through in his thinking and his background. He's definitely an engineer at heart, and he thought a lot about the features and products from the engineering perspective.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. I remember definitely seeing a lot of the code,
Yeah.
and as I would overwrite certain lines, it would be the last Git commit was Brian's. So yeah,
That's amazing. Tell us about the news with Brian and Nook the other day.
yeah, this is really like a pleasant surprise to see. During the Coinbase Q2 earnings, there was a section about investments that Coinbase Ventures makes. One of the big success stories was Circle, a huge success story where they took an earning of $1.5 billion. Right after that, Brian gives a little shout out, which we didn't really expect, didn't really have any press briefing on, but they mentioned that Nook as one of the up and coming growing startups that they have in their portfolio.
Yeah. So Brian mentioned Nook as one of the companies that he's most excited about. Why do you think he brought Nook up in the Q2 earnings call?
I think it is something that resonates with a lot of their customer base. So the Coinbase customer base,
Yeah.
being a lot of consumers who are entering crypto, learning about crypto. It's also built as a very consumer-friendly app. So people listening to the Q2 earnings that are probably a large part coming from traditional finance, this is something approachable for them. Something that they can come on, deposit funds, and not be bogged down by the intricacies of how crypto works.
Yeah.
And begin earning on a lot of these protocols that we support right now. So, and access some of these really high yields, like upwards of 10%
Yeah.
in Nook.
Yeah, absolutely. How did that feel as a former Coinbase employee to get a shout out from Brian?
It's pretty exciting. Yeah, definitely a surprise. When I saw it, I was like, wow, that's like it's pretty cool that we recognized and saw it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and we stood out amongst all of like they make a lot of investments, but the fact that we kind of stood out amongst all of the investments that they made was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Last question for now. Is Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, a confirmed user of Nook?
Oh, I can't say for sure. A lot of our users sign up with email. Some users can opt in to verify their KYC information,
Yeah,
but maybe Brian is one of those that just is remaining anonymous, just as an email on. So I don't know.
love that. A few more questions. What is our approach to collecting customers' information at Nook?
So we try to collect as little as possible, and we don't store any of the information. We only use it to access, for example, if we ask for your first name, last name, any of that information, it's only for banking rails.
Right.
So we send that off to Bridge, which is a Stripe company. So we basically send it off to Stripe. They process it, they do your KYC, but we don't store that information. That's one of our core tenets is to um, keep as little information as we need. Yeah.
How does that compare to bigger banks?
Bigger banks. So, for example, Bank of America or any of these major banks. I bank with Bank of America myself. You have to, at least from when I first went in, you have to go in and open a checking account and give them all of your information, like your card and everything in person. I'm sure that's changed a
Yeah.
bit now, but they do collect a lot of information from you, including your history, your credit history, all that stuff.
Yeah. And what do they do with that information?
I think a large part of that is to sell you more products, to be able to advertise you like to more mortgages, different products that they sell.
Yeah. Do banks sometimes sell your information to third parties?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they definitely will sell your information to third parties. It depends on the bank, depends on what I'm sure in their fine print they have these warnings,
Yeah.
but I do know a lot of banks will do that. It's in their fine print.
Does Nook sell your information to third parties?
We do not. We don't sell any information to anyone. So your information is yours. In fact, once we use it to onboard you with banks, we don't keep it. So it's all erased, essentially.
Nice. Tell us about kind of, as a Coinbase engineer, how they drilled in security and safety with
Yeah.
handling customers' funds.
Yeah. So as a Coinbase engineer and also just working crypto for the last almost a decade for me, security is super important. Crypto, things are final. When funds move, they're final. There isn't a way to claw them back. So security is super important. We want to make sure that we protect users, protect their funds. We put in a lot of features such as a Face ID to make sure that you are you. We actually have some other features. One that's a bit more hidden is enhanced security mode, where we limit withdrawals until we authenticate who you are. So it's a longer process, but if you have a large amount of funds, that might be something that's, you might want to make sure that your funds are protected on there. All of our fund security is built on top of Ethereum, where there are hundreds of billions of dollars on assets being protected by these chains. You can see that it's safe because there's hundreds of billions of dollars of other people's funds that are also protected and made sure that hackers cannot access it.
Right. Nook recently just accomplished a milestone of $50 million in successful transactions.
Mhm.
Tell us more about what went into that and why is that such a big milestone?
Yeah. So what goes into that? There's a lot of different steps. The first step is users onboarding. So you can onboard through a lot of different methods: Apple Pay, USDC, wire transfer, ACH. So through traditional banking rails as well. So a lot of different methods go onto that. And once you're on there, we help rebalance your funds on any given night. We do this nightly right now. But on any given night, we will move your funds from the current protocol to the highest earning protocol. It might stay in the same one, but if there is a higher earning one, we want to make sure we maximize those gains for you. So we help facilitate, help move those funds on your behalf with your permission.
Very nice. It sounds like the apps that you worked on at Coinbase also did billions of dollars in transactions.
Mhm.
Do you think Nook will catch up to that?
Yeah, I think, with some time, we're a bit of a ways from where Coinbase was even 5 years ago when I was working there.
Yeah.
I think with some time, we can definitely get to that
And
side.
you're built on the same kind of foundation of big companies like Coinbase
Mhm.
and Stripe and Bridge. So
Yeah.
you share a lot of the same components.
Yeah, we share a lot of the same components. We share a lot of the same security features as well, and to make sure that the funds being moved are done so safely. So we use Coinbase for their onboarding through Apple Pay. So Coinbase facilitates that through their debit card on-ramping as well. We use Stripe for the bank on-ramping. So we make sure, and there's a lot that goes into it, verifying who you are as a customer, doing anti-money laundering checks, doing a lot of these checks that are required by law and that we follow closely.
Very nice. Very cool. Thank you, Kenzan. Is there anything else we should discuss?
No, I think we covered
I think we
a fair
covered it all.
amount. Yeah.
Great. Nice job.